Big Blue Thumb Productions presents the Podlie Podcast. Here's your hosts, Podlie Bill, Podlie Cliff, and Podlie Paul. And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Epi 169 of the Podlie Podcast. We already have 6 comments here. Hang on, I gotta get back into the... So Nicole, hello, lovelies. Nicole wins the 3,500 points.
3,500 points, that's the end!
Everybody's talking amongst themselves. They haven't even said hi to us yet. What's going on? Nicole's talking to Leslie Ann. Leslie Ann's talking to Nicole.
Chai was in, we'll have to give Chai third because Nicole was already in there. So Chai gets the 1,500 points. The guys just ran upstairs. Yeah, we're here. We're here.
We're here.
Hey, that rhymes. The guys just ran upstairs. Should be there soon. Okay.
Hi, y'all. Hi, dude.
There we go. Chai says our lighting looks better. Okay.
Well, you were messing around with it a little bit earlier.
Better than
Yep.
what?
Yep.
She said before we looked way too bright, all of us, in previous shows.
Well, that's a lie right there, because I never look bright.
Hey, Leslie Ann, I just got you didn't tune in. I don't know, Leslie Ann, did you watch the last episode, 168? When we talked about
Because we talked about you behind your back. That's what we did.
Cook told us a little story about a turkey leg. So now we know something else. I'm just going to leave it there.
Wait for your answer, Leslie Ann. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a bunch.
Yeah.
So not only,
Welcome to the Hornet's Nest.
so not only
Leslie
does she quench her thirst with straight whiskey.
When she's hungry, you got to have a turkey leg.
I'm Henry VIII, I am. Oh my Lord, and it's great. Hey, wait, yo, hold the phone.
Okay, Leslie Ann. Leslie Ann says, Cliff, I have way more stories.
So apparently this podcast is going an hour and a half with stories of Cliff today.
Well, as you say, Paul, what is it, 169 hours now?
That's right, yeah.
169 hours of pure waste.
Of unadulterated shite.
Unadulterated shite. Yeah, exactly. 169 hours of unadulterated shite.
Boy.
I like the way Leslie Ann kind of said, yes, thanks a bunch. She just kind of lays that out there. So, yeah, this is 169 again. Thanks to Manual Labor, our sponsors. I have my hat on here. And just to let you know, I did confirm the date, Cliff. So April 22nd, we will be at Manual Labor to do our show in front of live audience. So come on down and we'll do our live stream from there. And
So Haley, who's probably not listening, who probably should be listening, said she was probably going to come down and hang with us.
yes.
So Haley, if you're not listening, what the hell not? Why the hell not? If you are listening, you don't comment, so we don't know you're listening. Why the hell not? So I have a lot of questions that all begin with why the hell.
You know what I mean?
We're going to find out.
Mr. Bill.
Mr. William Kirkland. Hello, dude.
William
Hello,
Kirkland
dude.
is here. I saw Laura's here. She's here as well. As long as she's not outside shoveling and listening to us while she's shoveling like she was last week.
My neighbor did my driveway. I came home. No, sorry. We were in the house. Me and the kids were in the house last night. Came out this morning so I can drive my kids. Driveway was done.
Wow, that's nice.
I'm like, oh, and I thought I was going crazy. Driveway was done. God love you, my neighbor. Thank you very much for that. That was great.
Just to let you know, William said he's extremely exhausted and he's grumpy tonight. So,
Nice.
yeah. Leslie Ann, got to keep something to talk about. Otherwise, you have to make it up.
We'll just put it in the script.
That's a script.
There you go. So anyway, how was...
Chai says,
Yeah.
they'll never get to the topic now, Leslie.
how was everybody's week. The three of us got to be at a really good show this past Friday evening at the Ravenwood Music Club with Dana Wiley.
Dana Wiley, she's a great performer, great singer songwriter, nice Edmonton talent.
Just
Yeah.
a nice human being.
Just
hey, Cliff?
just a nice human being.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to say that all on camera, eh? But yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was contractual. That was contractual.
No, Dana Wiley seems like a genuinely lovely person, and her music is awesome. She did a great show at the Ravenwood Music Club that we do every single month. Man, oh man, she's got. We've had some. Have every show been
Right.
sold out, right?
Right. Every show sold out.
4 shows, 4 sellouts.
4 shows, 4 sellouts. And I mean, hey, there's 3 of us here, 3 sellouts, but 4 shows, 4 sellouts.
168 hours. for crying out loud.
We've sold out for a long time now.
For a long effing time. But the fact of the matter is, she was amazing. And this Ravenwood Music Club, we do this once a month, and sold out 4 shows in a row. This is because our inaugural show was 4 months ago. If you hear it anywhere in the socials, pay attention. We've had some awesome performers the last 4 times.
We got more awesome
and
performers coming.
February 9th, guys, February 9th. So here's the deal, $20 for a performance. And this isn't $20. And they don't do their first, they don't do one song, then an encore, and then they're gone in a half an hour. This is a full-scale performance. Now, $20. It's $25 at the door, but guess what? We haven't had tickets at the door because it's been sold out. Okay, so tickets are on sale right now for February 9th.
Yeah, Chai says that Dana was amazing. She's still singing Dana's song, Alleluia, Leonard Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
I love that song. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie Ann had a great weekend coaching, music coaching. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Love
for those who don't know, Les Ann sings in the chorus. And this weekend, they had some high-level coaches come down to coach them,
Nice.
both
Wow.
in a private vocal lesson and as a group.
Oh, that's good.
So she spent the weekend doing that. That's what she's talking about.
How long has she been in a chorus, Cliff?
5 odd years. 6
Good
years.
for her. And same chorus.
Yeah,
Good-
yeah.
good for her.
Called the Sweet Adelines, which is the international name, and the local Edmonton branch of it is called the Gateway Singers, and it's basically about 60 women. And if y'all not familiar with chorus, 8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
Oh,
Wow.
Well,
look
you
at that.
were off there.
Yeah.
Is that toque on too tight or?
Yeah.
I got your back, Leslie Ann.
168 minutes of unadulterated hours of unadulterated shite.
I got your back, Leslie Ann. Don't worry.
So if anybody doesn't know what chorus is basically, y'all know what a barbershop chorus is. It has 4 people, 4 different voices, right? And so a chorus, in this case, is like a barbershop quartet, except instead of only one baritone, they have like 5 of them. Instead of only one lead, they have like
Yeah, so
9
how
of
many
them.
people?
About 60 people in her group.
Holy cow.
And she sings baritone, which is the hardest.
That's a big barbershop.
That's a hell of a barbershop, man. Let me tell you something.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
Leslie
Wow.
Ann says she hopes to make it to the next Ravenwood Music Club. Chai says free pretzels. Yeah, you can quench your thirst there too.
Thank you for the Seinfeld reference.
Leslie Ann says about time you got my back, Bill. So I'm there with you, Leslie Ann.
Laura, the chorus that Leslie Ann is in is the same chorus that your mom was in. I'm reading. That's cool.
correct. Yeah.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Of course.
Very cool. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
And it's funny because I met this person named Vicky Smith. It's funny how these things work,
I know
right?
the name.
When the arts. So
Mhm.
I went to see a show from a friend of mine who was in the show, and in that show was also this person named Vicky Smith. And Vicky Smith and I became instant friends. And then we went to her Christmas party. And of course, Leslie Ann came to her Christmas party, and then they started talking about chorus. And then I got pushed aside.
And then it starts to snowball.
and Vicky was telling Leslie about chorus, and boom, chakalaka, just like that. All of a sudden, she's part of this chorus. So I love how these connections all work. I love that. I think it's fantastic.
I know, and that's what's really funny too is that's kind of part of the Music Society of Strathmore County too, with all of our all of our initiatives as well. It's just part of connections, and it's not only part of connections on our behalf, but we want it to be a part of your behalf as well. With volunteerism and being a part of it and buying tickets and socializing and stuff like that. So that's a very big part of it too.
Leslie Ann says, I was roommate with Laura.
No, she was roommates with Laura's. I think she was roommates once with Laura's mom.
Laura's mom. There it is.
Laura's mom.
My first competition.
Yeah, because they go like they went to internationals last year. They went to Kentucky and all
Nice.
places. Yeah, so they get to do a little bit of travel, and then when they compete on the international stage, it's quite the big thing, right? There's like 6,000 people that show up.
Nice. And so, how about rest of your week there, Cliff?
It was good. Busy and fast. My God, it goes fast. And then I had to see you guys again on Friday night. So that was a little bit traumatic.
Had to see us on Friday.
But don't worry, you quenched your thirst.
I did.
And those pretzels were making you thirsty.
Which apparently was very traumatic for him.
Yeah, because I have to see you guys on Monday nights. But when there's the second time during the week, obviously.
What would this have to? What would this have to? I gotta see you on Monday. I gotta see you on Friday. Damn it.
Obviously, there's a little bit of trauma involved. One must prepare for these things. And the good thing about the Ravenwood Music Club, it's great because if you do have any of these issues, like I did, with seeing these guys again, they have booze there.
And pretzels.
In order for you to forget all about it.
Manual labor beer.
That's right. Hey, Nicole, it was particularly nice to see you today, my friend.
Oh, Jesus, I got to see these guys again. Let's get drunk.
I know.
Let's get drunk. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
And you saw Nicole today?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it at her workplace.
At her work, yeah.
It's quite nice. It's always nice to see people. So yeah.
Wow, they sang at Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. They've had
Shut the front door.
Oh yeah, they've had some.
Okay, but the funny thing is, you didn't say what you just said about us about seeing Nicole today.
That's different. I like Nicole.
Wow. That's different. I like Nicole.
Another shot. Wow.
Another shot.
Nicole, we like you too. Who the hell's that guy? Jeez.
Well, at least you saw a clip on a Monday, Nicole.
There you go. Exactly right. So it's twice, Nicole. Once in person. Hey, listen. Once in person with a hug and once online. What more could I possibly ask for?
Yeah. So, yeah, busy time as we get into this new year in January. And like I said, I hope you all come out and see us on April 22nd at Manual Labor so we can see everybody in person.
In person.
Yes, in person.
We'll have cheers.
Yeah. So Podlie Podcast at Manual Labor on location. They have pinball machines there. They have obviously beer because that's what
sure
they do.
That's what
And-
we do. That's what they do so that we can do it.
Yeah. So come on out and enjoy a little social with us while we do the podcast. And you can yell and scream, it's like woo and stuff like that.
Once again, Laura, April 22nd. April 2-2, April 22nd.
Yeah, I think she's actually talking about a different date. No, April 22nd is not a
Saturday.
Nicole.
Y'all are buggers.
Yo.
So yeah, sorry about that. But hey, before anybody asks, Laura, we do have a topic tonight,
Laura.
and it's Cliff's topic again.
Love it, by the way, Cliffy.
Oh, do you?
Awesome.
Oh, okay, cool.
Love it.
So you're the topic guy.
I'm the topic guy. So the way it works is sometimes you just throw a bunch of topics out there on our Facebook communication page, and then Mr. Bill over here just picks one. This time,
See what sticks.
yeah, see what sticks. So basically, the topic question is: do you think schools should teach sex ed? Now, I called it sex ed. That tells you how old school I am. Of course, sex ed now encompasses a lot more things, such as gender
Equality.
studies and gender ideologies and all that sort of stuff, and homosexuality and all of the things that pertain to childhood sexuality. So it's not just sex ed. That's old school. That's when they taught the health thing about the birds and the bees. Obviously, it's gone way past that in these days. So my sort of quandary or question is, Do you think that the schools should be either responsible for or wanting to teach that stuff, or should the schools stick to the the normal school material like mathematics, science, history, soft sciences, psychology, all the different school subjects, and health included, like body, biology, all these things, and leave anything like sexuality, sexual preferences, and gender ideology, and all these wonderful things, leave that in the home for the parents and the extended family perhaps to teach, as opposed to the schools, because the schools don't know the child. So should they be tasked, and should they be responsible, and should there be a necessity that the schools teach this, or should they just teach what we normally consider a schooling and leave the rest of it, the personal stuff, to home?
I'd be curious to hear what Nicole, 'cause she works in the school, and James, if you're on, James is a teacher.
Yeah, Mr. Kirk. Yeah, James. Yeah.
Kind of interesting to see what you would have to say about that as well, because you're in that setting on a daily basis.
And it's interesting too, because I'm the token parent of young kids on this panel, and my kids last year, my boys just last year, grade 5, so 10 years old, did bring home. So I just want to explain to you guys what happened last year. So what happened last year is, and I apologize, I can't remember. Cliff, you're right. It's not called sex education anymore.
No,
I can't
called
remember
something
what it's
else,
called. Nicole, please confer. Let me know. I can't remember what it's called anymore. Anyways, they brought home a paper, a form. I have to agree to my kids being taught and part of this lesson. Now, if I didn't sign off on my kids getting the, proverbial sex education,
They would have to do something else.
they would have to do something else. They would be kept out of class, and they would be given whatever, math homework, whatever, studying in the library, this, that, and the other thing. Okay.
But bottom line is, you had a choice whether you wanted it, and you could have them sign off on it, whatever the case may be.
Bottom line, and this is different from, I think, when I was a kid. Again, you guys can quote me on this. Everybody can quote me on this. I don't know if my parents had to sign anything in the 80s.
I don't recall
Well,
anything about
okay,
I
but
don't
in the
remember
80s,
that.
no, but in the 80s it was different.
Because it was different.
In
right.
the 80s, it was what? It was birds and the bees, the fallopian tubes, and the blah blah blah. It wasn't.
It was physiology.
Right.
It was
exactly.
physiology,
It wasn't.
what it was.
wasn't gender ideology.
You betcha.
It wasn't transitioning a body. It wasn't all of these things, right?
And I think, Cliff, to your point, I think that's why I have to sign something. I think that's why I have to sign something. And I'm great with it, by the way. I'm great with it. I signed off on it because I do think that they
Okay, so you're on the side where you think it's the school's responsibility to teach this stuff, Podlie?
No, okay, so mixed emotions. It's the parents' responsibility, period. It's the parents' responsibility, okay? Parents now have 3 jobs. And they throw a bowl of cereal at their kids in the morning while they run to take a shower and get their stuff on, and they got to run to work. And then they rush their kids off to work, and then they may be home for dinner with the kids, and then they've got homework. It is so hard. It is so hard to have those conversations with kids. Now, I'm not letting parents off, okay? I have to find time. I have to, as a parent, have to find time to have those talks. I have to. But it is so hard. Sadly, the kids see the teachers, 3 times as much? Well, 5 times as much.
Okay,
as
but
they
do you
me.
agree? Do you agree with everything that they're being taught?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Just jumping in, Nicole says, so it's still sexual education. However, kids and parents have the right to say that they either want to be in for a full class or maybe just some of the class,
Okay.
or they don't want to be in it at all.
In it
They wanna
all.
be exempt.
Cool.
So they have that choice.
They have that choice. Okay.
Yeah.
But I guess it's more than that. Like, I'm not really interested so much in you having to sign off it. But I guess what my question is that should the schools be tasked with teaching your children something that is so personal from a family, from a I don't know if you're any religious, if you have any religious bent, then from your religion, from your ideology, from your background, from your culture, from your traditions, from all these things, should the schools be tasked with teaching a blanket system to all the children
Yeah.
when all the families have different values and different
Cliff, I
ideals?
got you, man.
Yeah.
I'm feeling you, man. I'm feeling you. It's very interesting. I like Chai. Yeah, go ahead.
Shai
Cliff.
says, I don't think we can
Yep.
rely on all, in capital, parents anymore to teach their kids what they need to know.
And I'm assuming, Chai, that remark, that statement comes from an understanding that all parents aren't capable of teaching their kids, or where does that statement come from? Is what I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Leslie Ann says,
I'm
my
assuming.
teacher used to say, this is sex education. What are you, not what you do. And then Nicole has
Well, you
another-
are, not what you do.
Oh, sorry. Then Nicole also has a good one. Do you want to read that one, Paul?
Nicole says, this is also a hard one as we do not have the diverse and equity club or group within our school. And if you remember the big rally last year in front of the ATA building about teaching about LGBTQ plus, it's teaching about LGBTQ plus.
So let me throw this out to you guys then. Right? So the fact of the matter is, the school, when tasked to teach, would teach all the kids the same, right?
I'm
They would
yeah.
have a curriculum that they would follow.
That they would follow and teach all the kids the same thing. But for argument's sake, and please, people, please listen to me, all right? Please listen to the actual whole comment and not sound bites. But for argument's sake, let's say that you are religion XXX, and you have the right to be religion XXX in our culture, and your particular XXX religion doesn't agree with maybe some of the things that are being taught, right? So now how do you deal with that? Because if we have tasked the schools with teaching our children globally, this is what we're going to teach them. So where is the diversity? That's not diversity. That's pulling everybody into a very narrow road. So while it's called diversity, it's actually the opposite of diversity, because they're teaching all the kids the same thing, which is now the absolute opposite of diversity.
But as Nicole has said, you do have that choice. I don't have to put my kids into the sex
You
ed class
sign
at
off.
school if I
You
don't
sign
agree
off.
with it.
Okay,
Right.
and again, that I'm saying that's besides the point for this particular discussion. Obviously, we have a choice. You also have a choice to take your kids right out of school. We have all kinds of choices. We always have kinds of choices. But what I'm asking is, should the schools be tasked with it in the first place, or should that be the domain of the family, of the personal? That's the question.
The answer to me is it should be the family. 100%. It should be the family. Absolutely should be the family. And I think the family has to carve out time.
Or as Leslie Ann said earlier, collaborative.
Collaborative, right. And I guess in terms of that, when you say collaborative, now you're bringing into the fact that you can sign off or not sign off.
Yeah.
Right. But then now it's very binary, right? Because you're saying, no, you can't. As a father, let's say you say, I want my child in that. So it's not like it's collaborative to say that, okay, well, you could teach my child this, but you cannot teach him this.
Well, and to that
Right.
point, Cliff, look what Nicole says. There are so many parents who aren't supportive of the LGBTQ plus. So then we're saying that we should leave it up to the parent. I'm saying that we should leave it up to the parents, but there are so many parents who aren't supportive of diversity. So what happens now?
Okay, but then
What happens
oh,
now?
Well, that's precisely my point, Paul. So if you as
I
a
know,
parent,
I'm playing devil's advocate.
yeah,
Like, what do
no,
we
no.
do
So,
now? What do
but
we
if
do
you
now?
as a parent are not comfortable with that, and the school is tasked with it,
Mhm.
now they're taking away that diversity.
That's exactly right. That's
Right?
exactly right.
So if you, you know what Nicole says, parents aren't supportive of blah blah blah, and then you're supposed to believe by the parent instead of having their own choices. Well, the kids though should be. The kid should hold the cultural, religious, blah blah blah, whatever, of the family as being a higher priority than what the school thinks, than what the government thinks. That's what diversity is.
Mhm.
But teaching all kids the same thing, regardless of what their family values are, if that's a word.
Do you know what that is? That's indoctrination.
That's right. And
That's what that is.
And it's taking away diversity. It's actually narrowing.
Yeah.
So this is what my query is. This is what my question is, right?
Yeah. So Chai says, not being comfortable with the topic, not having the experience of being taught when they were a child, not understanding it's part of their responsibility. We don't send families home, and I'll continue this comment, from the hospital with a checklist. And Nicole says right after that, that's the toughest one. As Chai says, coming to the school that she runs, they have kids coming to school not knowing how to do up their own jackets, how to do their own shoes.
Yep.
Parents are not always guided or mentored like many of us were when our kids were little.
Okay, but as far as
Parents are
that,
very isolated now.
okay, and Chai, I get that, but what I'm saying is putting a jacket on a child because the child is cold is in no way changing their family values. Putting a jacket on a child or shoes on a child when they're cold, that's in no way changing perhaps what the family and I use this term for a lack of a better term. Please understand me. If you have a better term, put one out there. So those things are physical things that can be dealt with, just like parents don't have the ability to teach a child science. And I get that part. That's why you have a teacher teaching a curriculum and you teach science. But the fact of the matter is these subjects and so on and so forth are subjects that are hard and fast to the world. 2 + 2 is going to be 4, regardless of what your family values are, regardless if your religion XXX.
Mm-hmm.
So those things the school should be tasked with teaching, because the idea of the school is to be able to prepare the child for the next level, be it university.
This is such a broad subject.
I know, right? And if it's university, then it's for the next level, which is work, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is broad, not anecdotal. I mean, obviously kids come to school with parents who are lacking, and I get that, you guys, believe me, I know that probably more than you think I know that, because you're in the education profession and I'm not. But believe me, I have experience with this and I know this. So I'm not really sort of asking about the anecdotal side of things. What I'm asking culturally, from a cultural standpoint, right? If we demand that all children learn these things, regardless of what their family values are, then that's diminishing diversity, not increasing it.
Right. Leslie Ann says every child believes their parents don't understand them, regardless of the topic.
Agreed, 100%. Leslie Ann,
Sorry, Leslie, say it again. Sorry, I didn't. Let's say it again.
Says every child believes their parents don't understand them, regardless of the topic.
100%. And you know what? And in so many ways, that particular sentiment is being taken to say that parents don't know anything.
Don't know anything.
And then the schools have to teach the children. But we all know, for time immemorial, that has been the case, that children don't think their parents understand.
Yeah. Nicole says, okay, so let's say your son comes home and decides that he identifies as female and no longer male. How would you then approach your child?
Again, based on the family values and based on the family, that is their responsibility to take.
Yeah, that's
to look
not.
after.
I don't. That's not a school responsibility.
Okay, but hang on a second though. I want to comment on this. I want to comment on that. So I'm just going to reiterate this. So let's say your son comes home and decides that he identifies as female and no longer male. How would you then approach your child? Comes home, i.e., you should approach your child with love at home first. Now, my next question is, that's not necessarily going to be approached at school. They're not going to approach that at school. They're not going to approach that subject.
And should it
with
be?
Love at school?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm
sorry,
saying?
Paul, I get you 100%.
No, okay.
I get you 100%.
They're not going to be approached with that, with love at school.
Because it's not parental love. Parental love is
Don't even get me started. I'll start
Don't even
crying
go.
right now. I'll start crying right now. Talk about love for my kids.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the, would you then approach your child? My God, I hope you would approach your child with love. But with I'm going to go further, with unconditional love. And I'll be very honest with you guys. I have battles with my ex-wife. My ex-wife is from China. It is a society that does not look kindly upon difference. Difference in identity, difference in sexuality, this, that, and the other thing. We've had battles. We had battles when we were together. We've had a couple battles since we've been apart. What would happen if? And paraphrasing, if that was ever to happen with one of my children, they might lose a mother.
Yeah.
They might not have a mother because she would,
Paulie, okay.
breaks
I don't know.
breaks my freaking heart.
I don't know your wife and your ex-wife, blah 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 blah.
Neither
blah,
do
blah.
I.
But the fact of the matter is, some benefit of doubt must be given that she is their mom.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Some benefit of doubt
Yeah.
must be given, right?
Yeah. So,
It's
anyway,
a tough topic, man. It's a tough topic, and this is why
yeah.
I thought, we're all friends and we all care about each
Mhm.
other in this core group that we have, and I thought it'd be a nice way to sort of learn some stuff.
Oh, it's a killer
you know,
topic, dude.
so-
Killer topic.
Yeah.
Killer topic.
And then, Nicole brings up a good point here. She says, however, the flip side, teaching children about importance of diversity and what they want to choose, not making them choose, is completely different, and opening up to inclusion. And Nicole, I agree with you, opening up to inclusion if they choose. I agree with you 100%. The difference is a child's mind, and we can debate all we want about the time frame, but a child's mind is malleable and very malleable at certain particular ages. So what you might consider is opening up a child to inclusion could very well be actually planting the seed of something into a child without even ever deciding to do so. I mean, what is life but exposure? So when you expose somebody to something, that's it. You can't take it back, right? And if it's done at the time frame, at the particular time where a child is confused or where a child is in whatever state they're in, that could very well be the seed that is planted, as opposed to just opening up to the inclusion to say this is what it's about.
But who's going to plant that seed, Cliff? And that's your question. That's your question. Who plants the seed? Do the parents or does the school? And I think that's the question. Who plants the seed?
Actually, it's kind of not, Paulie, because the seed can be planted. What I'm more concerned with is who waters the seed.
Yeah, okay, point taken.
Right? Because
Point
I tell
taken.
you what, we can
Point
hear,
taken.
like, for instance, right, I can go on television, I can go watch a television show tomorrow, and I can hear something, and as a child, that might all of a sudden be attractive to me. But now, if I flip the side of it and I'm the parent, I can help that child thrash out the feelings. I can help that child understand what the whole issue is, as opposed to just one little piece of it, right?
Right.
No, I got you on that one,
Yeah,
Cliffy.
yeah.
Yep.
We have a lot of comments flying in here.
Comments
Yeah, it's
I'm
hard to
trying
keep up.
beautiful,
Yeah.
guys.
So Chai says, I believe it should be taught at a very basic level with straight facts.
Agreed, Chai. Right there.
Yeah.
Between Leslie Ann's comment earlier on, I can't think of the exact comment, and that one, that's where I sit if I were to sort of argue my side.
And the point I think that Chai says is facts. Facts.
Absolute.
That is the operative freaking word.
And Paulie,
Facts.
there actually is the distinction, right? Because we want the schools, in my mind, definitely to teach the facts on mathematics, the facts on history, the facts on this, the facts on that, the facts on everything. But when it comes to this stuff, all of a sudden it's ideology.
That's what it is. That's
vastly different.
That's not fact. That's not fact.
Right, it's vastly
That's
different.
fact as I believe it to be.
Yeah.
But that's not fact as you believe it
Yeah.
to be.
Nicole says if they choose, it's all about trying to shelter them, but give them the important information for them to make.
No, but
best
it's not the
choices for them.
school's responsibility to shelter them. It's the parents' responsibility to shelter the kids. The school shouldn't be sheltering the kids against the parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not for sure.
Right,
Oh,
Nicole,
lawsuit.
Nicole, am I catching that correctly? Am I understanding what you're saying correctly? Because I don't want my children to be sheltered by the school against me.
Yeah.
No, I want to be 100% involved in my children. I don't have children, but I want to be 100% involved in my children. Paulie, as a child, as a dad of 3 young children, is that a fair statement?
Hell yes, it is. That's the fairest statement I've heard all night.
Chai-
Hell yes, it is.
Chai says with options for parents to opt their kids out with an understanding that they're responsible for their decision as a parent. And Laura says, I feel that every child should learn about different aspects of sexuality. Parents may not always explain it properly.
Okay.
Well,
but-
teachers may not always Teachers may not always explain it. Laura, you're saying parents might not explain it, but the schools might not explain it. The teachers might not explain
So
it.
let's have a class about sexuality as per the Christian faith. Let's have a class of sexuality as per the Islamic faith. Let's have Is that how we solve the problem? Is that how we solve the problem?
Well, no, but we don't. But we don't need a class for that,
But
Pauline.
then, but then we can't do that because the
becomes-
public system is secular.
But that becomes family.
That's
and
right.
parental
That's right.
at that point. Leslie Ann says properly is relative to that family's
Correct.
culture.
Correct.
Nicole jumps in. However, again, I know we're way behind here in the comments, but Nicole says, however, if then your child decides to start dressing or identifying at school, the school is open to this. However, parents might not support this change. That's the hard part.
It's a very hard part, Nicole. It is absolutely a very hard part. But who decides the outcome? Does the school take precedence over the parents? Does say, well, if the parents don't support this, we're not going to tell the parents, and we're going to encourage the child to do what they want at school
You know,
and
here's
hide it from the parents?
this is it. And in the not too distant past, there was actually a talk about the LGBTQ groups in
Yeah, the GSA groups. Yeah.
Thank you, the GSA groups. What a cluster shoot that is. Now I can't remember what came about that, but now schools have to tell the parents that kids have joined a GSA group.
Mhm.
Well, how many kids are going to get their asses kicked when they get home? Like, it just terrifies me. This absolutely just terrifies me.
I'm sorry, I'm just interrupting
know.
the topic for a second. Just look at the clock there.
Holy smokes, how fast the top, when it's a difficult topic to discuss, the time goes so quickly. But nonetheless, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the middle of the podcast.
Leslie Ann makes another good point. Collaborative and community approach. We need to recognize that we all have skin in the game to help the parents raise their children themselves.
100%, Leslie Ann.
Takes a village.
100%.
Takes a village.
Shai said that she just recently watched a teen pregnancy show the other day from the UK, and that the trend is there that kids are telling each other that they can't get pregnant their first time. So all these teen moms have misinformation.
Oh, but you know what? That rumor was around when I was a kid, Shy. That rumor's been around forever. I remember it when I was a kid, junior high school.
No,
Yep.
the school doesn't shelter parents, Nicole says.
No, they don't. I know they don't.
we know that, Nicole.
No, but my point was, Nicole, when like in your comment about sheltering the kids, if you're sheltering the kids, who are you sheltering them from?
Mm-hmm.
If it's not against the parents, who's it from?
Mhm.
William says the final. Nicole says final choice is for parents.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think that's correct. But again, this is a discussion.
And Laura says, fair enough, Cliff. Not everyone will explain it properly either.
And granted, Laura, absolutely granted. But the fact of the matter is, with what Leslie Ann said earlier on, right? I don't know if you can find that comment again, but it's about a collaborative approach.
Yeah.
If parents are not capable of explaining this, then perhaps we need classes for the parents and not
Okay.
the kids.
And I'm going to comment on that. Did you know that according to a lot of, in order to get a legal, don't quote me on this, guys. I think this is how it goes. Don't quote me on this. It's been a while. I think as it goes, if you have a mutual divorce, and everything's mutual, and you have kids, did you know that you have to take a parenting course, which I took, and I believe which my ex took, separately, upon teaching the kid about the difference of two families or what have you.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on it, but that's legal. So go back. Maybe we should have courses for parents on sexuality.
And the fact of the matter is, if the schools take responsibility for this, which I don't think necessarily they should, know that they have the time and efforts, but if the schools did, then liaisoning with the parents to be able to help the child is a team effort.
Be
What
easy.
Leslie Ann says, right? The collaborative procedure where everybody talks, where maybe the
Be
school
easy.
talks with the parents, with the social workers, and everybody involved, but not just shelter the child against the parents. I don't think that's fair to anybody, not the child, not the school, certainly not the parents.
Mm-hmm.
I like what Laura says. Laura says, if I can read that, she says, the one thing I think shouldn't be chatted about is sex changing before you're 18 should not be chatted about, Laura?
That's what she's saying. Should not be chatted about before the age of 18. She feels that kids go through so much they can't make this life-altering decision.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. No, I don't think.
It's like
Laura,
marriage. I agree.
Laura, I will tell you. You can Google this. I don't know the exact details of it, but the fact of the matter is, science has now come to the conclusion that the brain does not fully finish growing up until a child is 25. So if your frontal cortex and your thinking, the thinking parts of your brain are not fully even formed until you're 25, I don't understand how any sort of permanent changes a child can decide on. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me that we don't allow a child to drink before they're 18. We don't allow a child to smoke before they're 18. I mean,
Legally, no sex before 16.
Legally, no, they're not allowed to have sex before 16. But it seems to me that you can have some pretty detrimental procedures done prior to that. So, in like, if anybody can explain this to me in any logical terms, I'd be happy to listen. But to me, right now, that doesn't make sense.
Nicole says, so the school is doing more sheltering of students from other students, which will bully in ways like social media.
No, that's a whole.
Yeah, and you know what?
Different.
That's a whole different
Different conversation.
can of worms, Nicole. And I get that, dude. I get that. Honestly, I do.
Nicole, that's a big old matzo ball right there.
Yeah, no, and I get that 100%. And it's unfortunate, but this discussion is so huge, that I'm trying to keep it sort of limited. I'm trying to keep it unanecdotal, and I'm trying to keep it a little bit limited to whose responsibility it is and who should be tasked with teaching things that are so subjective. Everything is so subjective. I mean, what Podlie might want for his kids to know at a certain age might be vastly different than what I want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what Pollie's family and family values are could be vastly different to what mine are.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I don't know how a school can be tasked with teaching something so subjective. Like I said, the only comment that makes sense to me is that it's actually taking away diversity.
Yeah.
In the name of diversity, it's taking away diversity. In the name of inclusion, we're excluding parents.
Well put.
Yeah.
Well put.
And Nicole
Right.
says it's a whole group effort. Parents, child, school, social workers, counselors.
Well,
Agreed.
it takes a
Agreed.
village.
And then in that case, Nicole, there's no reason to shelter the children against the parents, because the parents will be involved. The social workers will be involved. The school, people like yourself who care so much for your children, you will be involved, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I tell you what, a collaborative approach, to go back to Leslie's comment as well, Leslie's comment, the collaborative approach where it takes the whole community. I mean, let's face it, if you have 900 kids, you're not dealing with 900 kids for these issues. You're dealing with a handful of children with these issues. Why can't we fund a process by which the school liaisons with the government officials such as social workers and whatnot, and then liaison with the parents, educate the children, educate the teachers, educate the school admin,
And
all the way through for what? To ensure that the child is best looked after.
And I'm going to throw one out there, just on top of what you said. I think the parents should be educated first.
I agree.
I think the parents should be educated first.
yeah, why
Take that
can't-
course, and thank you, William. It is the divorce course. I
Why
apologize.
can't-
It was a terrible example,
Why
but that's
can't a
what it is.
school bring parents in and say, we're doing an evening course, this is
Right.
for the parents.
100%.
We're going to talk to the kids. We want your input and do it that way.
100%.
I mean, y'all are making cupcakes at the PAC meetings. Why can't you take these meetings? Like, it's like,
Yeah, no, 100%.
I'd be there in a heartbeat. I'd be there in a heartbeat.
And Les then just reiterates that yes, it's community effort after school hours, perhaps not even.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, not even community, but yes, community effort. Yeah, and perhaps even schools in the evening. I agree, and Nicole obviously agrees as well. Podlie, I think the parents should be educated first. Bill, I'm with you. Why can't we all come
Why not
together?
at the beginning of the year? They say we're going to bring all the parents in because we are going to have this course coming later, but
Yeah.
we want all the parents and we're going to discuss this. We're going to.
And the other thing is, sometimes the parents will be the first ones to see a behavior in their child that is, hey, wait a minute, this child seems to be having some difficulty in this area, so on and so forth, and perhaps they can bring the attention to that to the schools.
The Podlie Podcast, solving all of the world's problems 1 hour at a time.
So all 169 hours haven't been.
We solved 169 social issues is
Yeah.
what we did.
Yeah, some of the issues we actually created.
That's true.
169 and 7 we just invented by ourselves.
Leslie says this will get as well. Teachers as a part of the effort, but not shouldering the lion's share of the load.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, the teachers have enough.
Teachers are with my kids for 6-7 hours a day. I'm with my kids for 3.
Right.
I'm with my kids for 3.
Right.
The math doesn't work out. The math. Hey, you're damn right. You're damn right. I'm teaching my kids about slowly the birds and the bees. And by the way, since they were day one, I did not say, I did not say his outie and her innie. I said penis and vagina. So
Right.
I think, joking aside, I think that's important. First of all,
Dude, you couldn't.
I think that is important. First of all,
Let me
call it what it is.
let me pull my Chandler Bing on you. Could you be more correct?
Good job. It's not a thingy, all right.
I'm a person that does not like euphemisms. I'm not a euphemism. It's funny, right? I'm a optimistic person, but not a euphemistic person. No, but I'm with you, Paulie, because you know what? You end up putting a stigma on it. I don't understand the difference. We don't have euphemisms for an elbow. No, we call it an elbow, right? We don't have a euphemism for a nose, but all of a sudden, penis. Oh my God, you can't say penis. What the hell?
I will tell you, I do not say poop. I do not say poo. It's always been stinky, just because it's aesthetically displeasing for me. I never say pee. I say potty.
You just said it here.
But that's minor detail. but that's minor detail.
But that's
Okay,
only on the Podlie Podcast.
Those are that's slang.
But that's not anatomy.
right.
That's what you do with your anatomy.
Right. That's not anatomy. That's
It's
not
what you do with your
That's
anatomy.
right. That's right.
That's what else we just learned on the Podlie
right.
Podcast.
Right.
I gotta go stinky. That's right. Okay, so for the record, I think somebody's gonna have to pick a lighter topic for the next. Okay, because if you leave it to Cliff to pick the topics, look what happened last week, and now look what's happened this week.
But we have said though, we talk about everything, and we do have the serious topics
We
on the
do,
show as
we
well.
do.
We don't just
That's right.
we just don't throw away 169 hours to nothing.
Well, nothing. There are some. There's
Well, starting now.
yeah, there you go.
Starting now.
But fact of the matter, guys, this is something that is cultural.
it is.
This is something that is a part of our culture right now. It's part of our concern for our culture right now. I know parents with young children, and I know parents with young children that want to shelter their children as long as possible. I mean, keep in mind,
So,
the
Cliffy,
child. Go ahead, Paulie.
Cliffy, sorry. Define sheltering their children. Define that for me. How are they sheltering their children?
Paulie, let me ask you this: would you want your child to be in a room full of smokers
Hell no.
at age 7?
Period.
No.
7, 17, or 77. No.
No.
The
So
answer's
you
no.
would want to shelter that child from the potential idea that they might want to become a smoker.
Correct.
That's what sheltering a child is. We
Oh,
as
I'm
parents.
well aware of
No,
what
no,
it
no,
is.
no, 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 no. Sorry, I don't mean it that way. What I mean is, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about sheltering a child from that which you don't want that child to be involved with. Right? So if I say to myself that this child, if he sees some cool dude smoking, he might want to smoke. Well, I would shelter that child. If he sees a violence in a movie, that might be an impression on him when he's 7 years old. So I don't let my child go to a violent movie. I don't let them go to an R-rated movie. I shelter them from that because I want to keep them innocent as long as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I think that's I would say that's a human emotion. I would say that's a human drive. I don't know. So in terms of all of that.
So then hang on, Cliffy, because you said you know parents that shelter their kids too much. Is that what you said?
No.
Okay.
No.
My bad.
No.
Sorry,
no,
my bad.
No, I didn't say that. The fact of the matter is, I think children need to be exposed to things. Absolutely. 1000%. My
But
biggest.
it's got to be incremental.
Exactly.
It's got to be
Exactly. I mean,
incremental.
why don't you let your child go to an R-rated movie?
Because they're not damn well ready for it yet.
That's right. So if they're not ready, so that's part of my point, right, Paulie? And who can decide when the child is not ready? I think the parent has the best idea.
That is up to the parent.
So now, if the parent decides that yes, the movie's rated R for a reason, it gives me a good hint as to what the movie's like. I can make a decision to take my child to the movie. That's my purview. And at the same time, it's the same thing. So whether I agree with, suppose we're talking about LGBTQ or transgender and like that, even if I agree 1,000%, suppose like you guys know this, I have no problem with LGBTQ, and I have no issues with that at all. I don't. What people do behind closed doors is their own business. I have nothing to say about that. I don't even have an opinion on that for the most part. But the fact of the matter is, if I say that my child is too young to be exposed to the ideas of it, then I should have that right.
It's your decision.
Right? Which, according to what you guys are talking about, yeah, you have to sign off on it, right? But you're signing off on a blanket thing. You're not saying they can teach my child biology, but they can't teach him this. No, you're saying there's no education period. Or you're saying, have at her, you can teach them anything you want.
Yeah.
You know, I just remember this story. I want to say 4 years ago, 5 years ago, coming out of Jasper, a teacher teaching young kids. I think it was at junior high school. The Holocaust didn't exist. There's a Holocaust. There's a Holocaust. So be careful, everybody. Be careful. And what I'm saying, parents, I'm saying get involved. Get involved. Know what know what your kids are learning, and this, that, and the other thing.
Leslie Ann said William earlier had made a comment about getting the strap when he was in grade 3, I think.
Oh.
So Leslie Ann says, William strap in grade 7 for smoking on school grounds, and I was kicked off the basketball team. My mom was concerned about me missing practice, and when she called my coach, he told her that she would have to talk to me about that.
Right.
Yeah, talk to Leslie Ann.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, those are the
pass it to the parents, baby. Love it.
Yeah. And you guys, I tell you, just as a wrap up, I'd like to say that obviously I know that there are parents who are not up to the task. But frankly, you have to understand there are teachers not up to the task. I mean, how can you say that there are potential parents not being up to the task and then automatically assume all teachers are up to the task?
We're human.
We're human.
Yeah.
Right? So and Bill, it's you know, you're talking about interpreting a curriculum. Right? Well, maybe you would teach that curriculum in a different way than I would.
That's completely
Based on your values.
Yeah.
And I would teach based on my values, right? So in terms of that, I think the argument saying that the parents are less equipped to teach this stuff, you know, because they somehow fall short, I'd have difficulty buying that argument, because I think the collaborative approach where, I mean, it's been mentioned by Chai and Nicole and Leslie and Laura, it's been mentioned, so obviously we're on side with that. I think the collaborative approach then becomes of ultra importance, and I think that seems to be the road that's the answer, where everybody collaborates: parents, community, social workers, psychologists, psychiatrists, teachers, teachers' aides, school admin.
And without collaboration, how are we ever actually really going to learn properly?
How?
If everybody taught the exact same thing to the note, to the penny, to the whatever,
Well, that's not growth.
we're not learning anything. We're
That's
not
not
growing.
growth.
Yeah, we're not,
That's not
learning
100%.
anything.
100%
not
not
growth.
learning anything. And again, pigeonholing the kids into one ideology.
8 minutes left. The question at the very beginning was, should the parents or should the school? And I think, Cliff, you summed it up very well. I think it does take a village.
I'm putting this one back
I
up.
think
Sorry.
you summed it very
Nicole
well.
says, yes, please, much later topic.
Nicole, hey, dude, we have to flex the mind every so often, right? Not too much, not too much, because we want to have some fun.
Once in a while.
But I agree.
Pee, poo, or stinky, a social commentary.
Yeah, but I
Next
agree
week.
with you, Nicole. A lighter topic, perhaps. We've had lots of light. Okay, in fairness, we've had light topics for a year now,
Yeah.
right?
That is true. That is true.
So because we've been pretty much babbling about nothing.
Yeah.
For a while now. And Leslie Ann says, with the whole community available to work together, I think every child has a seriously good chance at learning about all aspects of life. Leslie Ann, I would like to just have that comment as the closing comment to this particular subject, because I think that is exactly right. If we could do that, I think that should be the goal of any society. It's the whole community come together. I mean, it's the age-old saying, right? It takes a village to raise a child. For heaven's sakes, we can call it a village, we can call it a community, we can call it a group of people that care about the child in different ways, but care about the child deeply. Parents care about the children deeply. Teachers, I know, for heaven's sakes, teachers care about their children deeply, in different ways. And I think when you say the whole community is available to work together, you think every child has a seriously good chance at learning about all aspects of life. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. There, we'll take that one out, and that's the comment to end that. And I'm sure some of you still might be commenting even when we're done here tonight. But that's what we like.
But
to
we're
do.
done.
Oh, finish. Sorry.
Finish.
Okay, no more commenting.
Okay, the encore comes next.
Shut up, y'all. Go talk to your families.
Hey,
Jeez.
maybe when you do the live show at Manual Labor, there'll be an encore.
Maybe there'll be an encore there. That's right. And Laura says, thank you so much, lovely, for the topic and sharing so many different perspectives. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, all of you. You guys, I'm telling you something. You're always here. You show up, you comment, you engage with us. We appreciate that so much. And I swear we appreciate a little bit more when the topic is controversial or difficult or whatever it is. You know, I would love to have all of the lightness of the Podlie podcast, but every so often it would be great, as we did tonight and even last week, to tackle some of the things that many of us are wrestling with, you know? I mean, they're my god kids. I mean, I love those guys deeply. Like, I'm obviously probably not like their parents do. I don't know, but I love them like very deeply. And I would protect Rowan. I would protect Julia in ways that I would probably never even guess. Right?
Yeah,
So
you wouldn't protect us the same way. Is what you're saying.
no, I wouldn't. Right? I wouldn't. It's the way it is.
How come he answered that question before he finished asking it? What
But
the hell?
He said no just like that.
But the fact of the matter is, we care about these kids, right? And so, in my mind, I think, hey, the discussion, sometimes have a discussion that is affecting all of us, that is concerning to all of us, is actually quite good.
Yeah.
But lightness, I agree. So, what's our topic next week?
Well, we haven't decided that yet. We got to come up with
Well, for heaven's sakes, Nicole.
that. And but Nicole says, thank you, loves, and have an amazing week. And most of all, enjoy your
Saturday. Thanks, Nicole.
That's going to be our next topic. Why do we have to say Paul's going to be? Why do we have to say Saturday
Saturday
every
all the time.
show?
That's right. Even when the podcast is maybe not on Saturday, it's on Monday. What the hell?
Yeah, it's on a Monday. But there's no. Well, what songs are with Mondays?
Tell me why I don't like. No, I don't like that one.
One. I love that one.
No, but we do
Manic
like
Monday.
Mondays.
Manic
But we do
Mondays.
like Mondays.
Yeah,
Manic Monday.
Because MLM must listen
MLM,
Monday.
must listen Monday.
Must Monday.
Guys, don't forget about the music club next month,
February 9th.
February 9th.
Get your
Don't forget
tickets,
about
Ravenwoodexperience.ca or .com.
okay.
Get
They
your
all
tickets.
and again they sell out, guys. They sell
Oh,
out.
Leslie Ann, there it is right there. Fleetwood Mac. Monday morning,
Morning,
you
you.
sure look fine.
Yeah.
Tuesday, I got traveling on my
Don't forget
mind.
April 22nd. April 22nd.
First, you love me.
Live.
Okay, live.
Yeah, March 8th, the next Ravenwood Music Club, Mallory Chipman, and then February 9th is Lily Monahan.
There you go.
There you
Cool.
go.
Yeah, Leslie Ann, that's a good one. Monday morning. I think that should be the theme song right there.
And guys, get your tickets now because, like I said, they sell out. They sell out. Get your tickets now. So
They do, and you don't have to sign a form as to whether you want to come or not.
that's true.
It's true. As they say in Scotland, it's true.
We're collaborative there.
We're collaborative. It's a we're a village, is what we are.
Well, a Loch Ness village, you know, yes.
Loch Ness. So Cliff,
All right. Well, if you caught this live, if you didn't catch it live, of course, you can catch it on.
YouTube, you can rewatch it there. You can rewatch it with the comments. So make sure if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do that or get your friends to. Again, we're sitting at 38. We're only 2 away to at least get to that number 40. So get some friends to sign up and like the channel. Also, Sound Sugar Radio, Friday nights, 10 p.m. You can listen to the audio portion of the show there as well. And hey, next week it's episode 170. We're moving into the 170s now, out of the 160s.
In the 70s. And keep in mind, we only have 30 more hours before we're at 200. So let's start thinking about the potential 200th episode of the Podlie Podcast. I think we should make it something rather special, you know.
Yes. We got lots of time to come up with something for that for sure, and we will come up with something.
Oh,
special.
and a quick shout out, Leslie says May 9th and 11th is the Sweet Adelines Regional Competition in Edmonton.
Nice.
Oh, that's like fun.
Do I have to wear pants?
Do you want the Podlies to be there, Leslie Ann?
I think you want Podlies to be there.
Yeah, I think we should be there.
No, my question is, do I have to wear pants?
Well,
Maybe.
maybe.
All
No,
right.
no, my question is for
everybody.
Leslie Ann, May 9th to 11th. Do I have to wear pants?
There we go. Let me tell you this as succinctly as I possibly can. Stay happy.
All right, everybody, have a great week. We'll see you all next Monday. And it's getting warmer. It's getting warmer out, so you don't have to freeze anymore.
Go Oilers! 14 in a row tomorrow.
See y'all.